day 151. It's actually 9 o'clock. I've had a few things going on this morning. So, let's have a look where we are today. We're a little bit more manned up again today. We have a material shortage, so we're waiting for stuff to come. So we'll quick look where we are. So we have the rebar boys finally in, carrying on with their beaming. We've got the guys over on the front, erecting the scaffolding, getting ready to finalise the actual beam frontages. We're waiting on jacks themselves to turn up, so we can actually get this one up in the air where it needs to be. Thank God the other carpenters have arrived, so hopefully they can crack on with the front. So we need this finished off massively today. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's not cut those. Anyway, so we need this finished off today. Again, we need the jacks. Jacks are really important. They need to go underneath here. The guys have got probably an hour's worth of work, hour and a half to get that finished off there. So hopefully the jacks will be and they can start jacking them up, and then they can start actually getting the sheeting, ply sheeting up over the top. What else? Frontages are done. The guys down here. So the excavator is trying to take out as much water as possible. That's not good there. No. Okay, one thing stopped, another disaster. So what you need to do is get the pump in here and get the pump over the side to pump the water out, because now there's about 3 foot of water in there. Anyway, Anthony is breaking into the wall here to connect this wall into this wall. He's got to do the same on that side. I assume they've got to do the same here somehow. Bristol's over there blocking up the manhole for the 3rd time. Hopefully this can be the last time. Masons, scaffolding all the way through the hallway now. They're going to be coming up on top of this concrete beam. That's now going to be all the way across. I don't know how high that's got to go, but I would assume it's got to go probably to the same height as here before the next beam goes in. And that's got to continue all the way around here as well. So this formwork here has got to come off, and all the block walls have got to come up around here as well. What else? Yeah, other carpenters have turned up. They don't seem to work before 9 o'clock, but they do work late, those boys, on price. That has obviously got to be sorted out. I'm not too sure why there's a wheel missing off of there, but we definitely need to get that sorted. Yeah, so that's where we are so far. There's labourers wandering around, not too sure what they're up to. We need to make sure that they're not walking aimlessly, need to be managed. My tools are up here, so Beckles is obviously jumping in today as well, bless him. Yeah, so we need steel, we need block, we need jacks. God bloody hell, what else do we need? We need everything. We need so much stuff now, so we're waiting for all of it to arrive. We need blocks, we need sand, we need stone, we need cement. We just need loads of stuff, so we need the orders here sooner rather than later, otherwise we are going to land up running to a halt at some stage shortly. But jacks, number one, definitely. Okay, so we're at 11 o'clock. What we got going? Steel benders lowering steel in. What they do is with the beams like this, when they build them in place, they actually build but this one is a 4x2 structure, and they build the structure above so the weight is not layered down. The other reason for doing it is obviously because they have to tie all of the actual bars together and they can't get to the bottom. So as you can see, get a little closer. Same as the beam up here, for instance, this smaller beam's been built in place up in the air so they can actually get underneath it. Yeah, exactly the same's happening here. So you can see the size of the beam. Beam's absolutely massive. So it's going to be 4 foot all the way along, and it's going to tie into this column here. But what they do is they suspend it off the ground with the 4x2 up in the air. That enables them to get underneath, and then eventually they'll take the 4x2s off and they'll lower it down into place on the smocks. So there'll be 3-inch smocks underneath here, which on that note, we need to get built, so we've got any. The jacks have turned up, so the jacks are now starting to go in here. As you can see, they're putting a bit of 4x4 in there, and then the extended jacks on ply are going straight up into the roof. So I'll also jack those up and get them balanced. And obviously this beam will be lowered in once that's finished off. Plumber's finally here, downstairs doing some more holes. Hopefully put some in the right place this time. What have we got? Jacks are turned up, as I just said, lots of them. So hopefully we've got enough, probably not. We just got some more jacks from downstairs in order to get these up as well, because we were 10 jacks short. So hopefully we've got those up now. And the same thing will happen to here as has happened next door. And then eventually the 4x2s will go up and the beams will be built as well. So we want to try and get to the point where Friday, everything's boxed in, everything's up, everything's formed in, rebar has been done. And we'll also start to put the concrete in. That's, you know, if we can try and pour Saturday, that'd be amazing. Monday will be good. Either way, concrete's got to come as soon as possible. In the front, we've actually got this going on. As you can see, now the formwork's been taken off the blocks and start going up. We've got to do the same in here as well. We'll take this formwork out and obviously do the blocks on that as well. So this will go up, I will assume, to this height. As long as the blocks turn layers, because I think we are very low on blocks and we don't have any more. This wall has now been tied into this one. This wall's being taken out. The Hilti is dying at the moment, so there's not really a lot we can do with the Hilti. But fingers crossed we'll sort that as well. Water's being pumped out of the hole. Works out we've actually got to go down by about 20 inches in the pit. So that's how too high we actually were. And the manhole is actually being concreted and finished off, so she's got concrete poured on it now. Other than that, that's where we are so far. More septic fun. So we obviously emptied everything out. We've now pumped most of the water that's come out into the hole today, and we've worked out we've got to go down by about between 18 and 20 inches. So as you can see, when he scrapes on the floor, we're at rock and stone. So getting a lot out of the floor, that's for sure. So I reckon he's going to have to put the actual the drill on there and bang that through. So we got to clear nearly 2 feet. So in order to get that on the right base so it doesn't crack, lining up with that tube. So yeah, fun. Okay, so 20 to 5. Day is nearly finished. Lots more woodwork going up today. So, still more cages being made. Believe it or not, they're all going up into here. Also, the beams over here. So this framework here is not finished off yet, but the beams are. The beam is now supported by the right amount of jacks. It's also got this wooden structure in the middle to take the majority of the weight, and the rebar boys are starting to come over into their framework. So as you can see here, bear in mind it's only been 1 day. They've pretty much got most of the outside of the beam made, so there's still the beam structure. I need to double check because I'm pretty sure that was meant to have inch steel through the middle, and it hasn't got inch steel. So I need to question that. Pretty sure that was meant to have 6 1-inch rods going through there, and they're certainly not 1 inch, they're 1/2 inch. So anyway, I need to have a look at that in a minute. Also scaffolding everywhere. The 4-inch boxing that's going to go around the actual beam itself is starting to be made, but typical fashion, we ran out of screws. So this is the formwork that will go on the outside and the inside of the 4 foot up here. Same as over here, but obviously a lot longer. Through here, the boys have actually started sticking the roof on. So we've got this bit here, still needs finishing off up here obviously, but this side has been finished and the boarding is now gone on. Makes it completely different, doesn't it? This beam also has been lowered down in place now as well. Need to double check they've got the smock in now, which I'm not too sure they have. The reason I say that is because I saw them outside making them today. I'm telling them for 3 weeks we need 3-inch smocks. So they leave it right to the point where we actually need them. and then they make 2-inch instead, which they've had to push to one side, and now they're making 3-inch. So fingers crossed they are 3-inch, but we're going to need 2 trays of those, that's for sure. What else? The sewage. Today, obviously, we took out the septic tank, which you saw. Excavator man was trying to get the bucket in there from where he was, try and get an extra 8-9 inches out the base, because that's what we need to clear in order to get the actual sand and stone in the base before the septic's lowered back in. So I've been off site for 2 hours. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but he was definitely taking that out. So fingers crossed we can get in there tomorrow, tape that, as in measure, and get that back down there. The guys also took out the wall here today. So the wall on the side here has been taken out. The footings have been extended. Tomorrow they'll block that wall and connect these two together, so it will be an L shape with the wall coming through this way. This one was connected, as I showed you earlier on, and is now at the height it needs to be for the steps to now start being built. And then the manhole was taken to the height that it needs to be at. They were going to be concreting it, which I'll double check in a minute. Then they can do their bench and lay the pipe, and then try and get the septic tank back up in the air and back in again. Reasonably productive day. The foyer's still got some work to be done on it, but the guys got the block work up to rent. So we're at height here, but we're not down there because again we've run out of blocks. So I need to talk to them about what's going on with materials. But I'm going to leave a few messages in a minute and try and get some stuff here. So we've got no sand, got no blocks, got no nails, got no screws. What else? Got scaffolding, but no wheels. And ideally I need to get that side obviously boarded up to try and protect the rest of the building from the water as well. So, but anyway, that's another story. Today is nearly over. Let's have a little bit more of a clearer idea on what we're going to get materials wise tomorrow, so we can actually get cracking on. Fingers crossed that's what's going to happen.